Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Abhiram's Maths Marathon. In this session, I'll be discussing K-CET mathematics paper solutions. First of all, we shall see the paper weightage, chapter weightage of this. I've divided into 25 topics combining both first PU and second PU. The various questions asked from different topics. You can see this time CET paper was very easy. Mathematics paper 2025. It was very easy. Sets, they asked two questions. First PU topic it is sets. Two questions have been asked. Relations and functions, they asked three questions. I included of both first PU and second PU in that, relations and functions. One question they were asked on finding a domain of a function. Okay. And one more is from finding the number of relations, which number of equivalence relations containing the element ordered pair B comma C, something like that. And another one is on 1 and 1 function. F and G, two functions are given. F plus G is 1 F is 1 G is 1 Such kind of question is asked. Trigonometry functions also they asked three questions. Okay, trigonometry, the first few topic. Good questions are asked on trigonometry functions also. Just concept based questions, and inverse trigonometric functions, two questions. Complex numbers, one question based on the properties of the modulus and conjugate, they asked one question on that. Linear inequalities, also one question they asked based on the statement, solving the inequalities and concluding whether the statement is true or not. Statement 1, statement 2, such kind of questions are there. Permutations and combinations, they asked two questions. One is on finding a number of 4-digit even number, something like that. And another one on number of diagonals in an octagon, I can remember. Two questions have been asked on permutations and combinations. Binomial theorem, only one question. Sequence and series, one question. Straight lines, one question. Conic section, very simple question is asked. Finding the length of the lattice rectum of the ellipse, they have asked. Okay, limits and derivatives, two questions. One question on limits just based on the 0 by 0 form, the indeterminate form, we're just applying L'Hopital's rule, we can get the answer. Derivatives, one question is very interesting question. The given function and they asked to find the derivative of that function, and they done it in two different ways, and they're asking whether the two different ways of solving this finding the derivative of that function, whether it is true or not. It's a nice question asked on derivative. Statistics, one question is asked finding the mean deviation about the mean. A simple question. All first few topics are simple. I have included trigonometry and inverse trigonometry together here. Okay, inverse trigonometry belongs to second few topic, as you know. All first few topics are very easy, straightforward questions are asked. Out of the 60 questions, 55 questions are very easy. Just if you read NCERT book, it's more than enough. Just listen to the class, whatever your teacher does in the regular classes, that is more than sufficient to answer this paper. You believe it or not, 55 questions are damn easy this time. You can solve it within 30 seconds, within 15 seconds, many of the questions, okay? Many of the questions we can solve, each of the questions, maybe 20 or 25 questions we can solve in less than 15 minutes. Like that the paper was. Probability I have included of both first PU and second PU. Questions are asked based on first PU probability, even the conditional probability, independent events, and a Bayes theorem. Questions are asked on probability, 6 questions. More weightage is given for probability. Matrices, 4 questions. Simple questions are asked. Interesting questions are there even in matrices chapter. Determinants, 5 questions based on the property, basic property of determinant. Determinant of K is equal to K power n into determinant A, based on the property of adjoint of a matrix, determinant of adjoint A. All those questions are asked. And one more question is the system of equations. We determine whether the system of equations is consistent or inconsistent. We're finding no solution, unique solution, infinitely many solution. Such kind of question is asked on determinants. Continuity and differentiability, 5 questions are asked here. Continuity, finding the whether the function is continuous or not, differentiable or not. Such kind of questions are asked. And one or two questions are good questions from this continuity and differentiability as well. Given function, the piecewise defined function is there. It is given that it is differentiable. You have to find the values of a and b. It's a JE kind of question normally, because we in JE exams also that kind of question has already appeared many times. minimum 2 or 3 times it has appeared. Given a function which is piecewise defined, it is differentiable, and you have to find the values of two constants a and b, two unknowns. That is the question asked. That there we use the concept of differentiability. That means relationship between differentiability and continuity. You know that every differentiable function is continuous. And also one interesting question is the match the column type of questions are asked. In this mainly I can highlight in this KCET 2025 statement 1, statement 2 type of questions are asked. Many questions are asked. Okay, that is one thing. And one question there is match the column type of question. Application of derivatives, 2 questions. Indefinite integrals, 2 questions. Definite integrals, based on the properties of definite integrals, there are 2 questions, I think. Totally 3 questions. Application of definite integrals, 2. Differential equations, linear differential equation, 1 question. And finding the order and degree of a differential equation, 1 question there. Vector algebra, 3 questions. 1 question on Lagrange's identity is asked, a familiar Lagrange's identity. And 2 more questions on dot product is asked. 3D geometry I included even first PU also in this. First PU 1 question is asked, 3D geometry. Remaining 2 questions are from second PU 3D. That is one on lines. That is using that cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma equal to 1 direction cosines of a line. Using that we can find. And one more question was on the line only. That is finding equation of line passing through the point and perpendicular to another line. Linear programming also 2 questions. Altogether 60 questions. We can see the different chapter weightage. Okay, we'll start solving the questions one by one. The first question. The first question is here. Look at this. The statement 1 and statement 2 are given. Consider the following statements. Set up all solutions of this inequality is. You have to solve and see whether it is true or not. I'll solve the inequality. Very simple one it is. 3x plus 3x plus 8. 3x plus 8 is less than 17. Very simple one. Very basic question. 3x is less than 17 minus 8 is 9. Or you can divide both sides of the inequality by 3. You'll get x less than 3. Correct? X less than 3 is correct. And the second inequality is given as 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 12. This implies 2x is greater than or equal to 12 minus 8 is 4. X is greater than or equal to 2. Dividing by 2 on both sides of the inequality. So x less than 3 and x greater than or equal to. Statement 1 is true. Whatever that statement 1 is given is true, because after solving those two inequality we are getting the solutions. And the second statement is common set of solution of those two inequalities. Same inequalities are given as given in statement 1. Same inequality is given in statement 2. And the telling common solution is the open interval 2, 3. So if you represent this on the number line, 2 is here, 3 is here, x is greater than or equal to means including 2, right side of 2. Correct? X less than 3 is left side of 3 excluding 3. The common solution for these two will be the closed open interval. 2 is included here. Here 3 is excluded, right? So the common solution for these two inequations will be the closed open interval 2, 3. The common solution will be x belongs to the closed open interval 2, 3. Correct? So what is given here is open interval. So open interval 2, 3 is not correct. It is false. Statement 2 is false. Statement 1 is true. So statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is false. Option 4 is the answer. Hope you understood this. A very simple question on linear inequality. Shall we go on to the next one? Number of 4-digit even number that can be formed using the digits 0, 1, 2, 3 without repetition. So they are asking a 4-digit even number. To form an even number, it should end with even number, correct? So you know that number should be ending with even number. You want to form a 4-digit even number. So I'll discuss cases now. Case 1, that is among the 4 digits given to us 0, 1, 2 and 3, what we can do is we can make box like this. Ending with 0 I'll take. Ending with 0 will be an even number. Ending with 2, that is units place. If units place should be even number, I can tell. To form an even number, a 4-digit even number if you want to form, the units place should be even number. Case 2 is the units place can be filled by the number 2. So I'll make boxes like this, 4-digit number, this is 2. Case 1, because they told it is without repetition, 0 is already fixed there. So 0 I can't use again. So remaining numbers among the given numbers 0, 1, 2 and 3, 0 can't be used because 0 is already fixed at the units place, correct? So now 1, 2, 3, this extreme left position can be filled in 3 ways, correct? Because repetition is not allowed, this can be filled in 2 ways, correct? And this can be filled in 1 way. By fundamental principle of counting, it is the number of ways of forming a 4-digit even number ending with 0 is 3 into 2 into 1, 6. Next case is ending with 2, that is units place is fixed with 2. In that case, I can have the option of, say again I'll write this 0, 1, 2 and 3. 2 is already filled at the units place. Further I can't use 2. So I am left with 0, 1 and 3. But the extreme left position I can't use 0, correct? Because if you fill 0 here at the extreme left position, that is it becomes a 3-digit number. So it doesn't form a 4-digit number. So 0 can't be used here. 2 is already used and 0 can't be used at the extreme left position. So I am left with 1 or 3. So this can be used and this can be filled only in 2 ways. This can also be filled in 2 ways because 2 of the numbers are already used and I'm left with 0 and another number, correct? So 2 ways, and this can be filled in 1 way. So by fundamental principle of counting, I can write 2 into 2 into 1, 4. So either case 1 or case 2, or comes means you have to add it. So 6 plus 4, total number of ways will be equal to 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Required answer is 10, which is option A. Hope you understood. Very simple question based on fundamental principle of counting on permutations. Shall we go on to the next one? Number of diagonals that can be drawn in an octagon. Octagon is a polygon with 8 sides. Okay, you must be knowing the formula. Number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides is nc2 minus n. nc2 minus n. If you simplify this, I'll write in the simplified form. nc2 is n into n minus 1 by 2 minus n. If you simplify this, 2 is a common denominator, correct? N into n minus 1 minus 2n. n into n minus 1 minus 2n. That will be n common, correct? n minus 1 minus 2 divided by 2. That is number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides is n into n minus 3 by 2. Since octagon has 8 sides, just put n is equal to 8 and this will get the answer. Very simple question. This is number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides. Remember this formula, nc2 minus n. Number of diagonals in a polygon of n sides. Okay, please make a note of this. Very simple question. Number of diagonals in a polygon of n side, n into n minus 3 by 2. For octagon, put n is equal to 8. For octagon, put n is equal to 8. So number of diagonals will be equal to how much? You calculate. Orally we can tell the answer. No need to calculate all these things because it's a very standard result. If you refer my synopsis book, all these points are available in that. 8 into 8 minus 3 is 5 by 2. 8 into 5, 40 by 2 is 20. So number of diagonals is 20 in an octagon. Very simple question. You can find this kind of question even in NCERT exemplar book also. Also it's found in Achievers Mathematics, my book. Go on to the next one. Number of terms in the binomial expansion of 2x plus 3 whole to the power 3n is 22. Find the value of n. You must know that if a binomial expansion is given a plus b to the power n, number of terms will be n plus 1. Number of terms is 1 more than the power. So you must know this basic concept. If a plus b power n is given, number of terms in that expansion is n plus 1. 1 more than the power. What is the expansion given to us here? 2x plus 3 whole to the power 3n, correct? So number of terms in this expansion will be 3n plus 1. 1 more than the power. It's a very basic concept. So number of terms already given to us as how much? 22. You have to find the value of n. So 3n plus 1 will be equal to 22. 3n is equal to 22 minus 1, 21. That means n is equal to 7. Very simple question. Number of terms is given, find the value of n. Number of terms in the binomial is 1 more than the power. Remember this. Very basic idea of a binomial. Go on to the next one. On sequence and series. Question is asked on sequence and series. 4th, 10th and 16th term of a GP are given. Which of the following is correct, you should tell. So, 4th term of a GP, if you take the first term as A and the common ratio as R, I can write the nth term formula as A into R power n minus 1. Nth term of a GP, you know this formula. Nth term is A into R to the power n minus 1. 4th term will be what? A into R cube, correct? And 10th term is what? A into R power 9. 16th term is what? A into R power 15, correct? 4th term is given as x and 10th term is given to be equal to y. 16th term is given to be equal to z, correct? So from this I can multiply the first and third equation. Call this equation 1, 2 and 3, correct? If you consider x into z, that becomes what? AR cube into AR power 15, correct? Which is equal to A square into R power 18. Multiplying means adding the powers because the bases are same, correct? So A square R power 18, which could be written as AR power 9 the whole square. And from equation 2 you can see that A into R power 9 is y. So this is y square. So y square is equal to xz. Taking the positive square root, I get y is equal to root of x into z. So y is equal to root of x into z is the answer. Square of the middle is equal to first into last, I can tell. So it forms a GP, correct? And 4th, 10th and 16th the terms are equidistant, correct? So directly we can answer also this question. Y square is equal to xz. Because terms are equidistant, 4th, 10th and 16th, correct? The gap is same. 4 to 10 gap is same as 10 to 16, correct? So directly you can answer without solving also. Still I have given the method how to solve. Multiply the first and second, that will be the square of the second equation, and you can write like this. AR power 9 the whole square is A square R power 18, and from equation 2 I got this. So y square is equal to x into z. So y is root of x into z. Very simple question. Move on to the next one. The question given on matrices. A is a square matrix such that A square equal to A. A square is equal to A. Such a matrix is called as an idempotent matrix. You must be knowing. So name is given for that matrix. A square is equal to A means such a matrix is called as idempotent matrix. A square is equal to I is called involuntary matrix. Different types of matrices are there. A into A transpose equal to A transpose into A equal to I, the identity matrix. In that case, we can tell that A is an orthogonal matrix. Okay. So now it's A square equal to A. You have to find I minus A the whole cube. I minus A the whole cube. Find out. I minus A the whole cube is equal to I minus A into I minus A into I minus A. Correct? Multiply term by term. I multiply these two brackets first. I into I square. I square is I only. I to the power any positive integer is I only. A into I is A. I into A is A. Minus into minus plus A square. A square is A. First two brackets I multiplied. I can simplify that further. A square is nothing but A. No, they're given like this. So I can use A square is equal to A. So this plus A minus A will cancel. What remains? I minus A. Correct? I minus A into I minus A. Minus A plus A becomes a null matrix. Cancelling means it becomes a null matrix. So because A square is A, using this condition, and plus A minus A simplifies to null matrix. Null matrix you add it to I minus A is I minus A only. So again I am getting I minus A into I minus A. I into I is I square. I square is I itself. A into I is A. I into A is A. Minus into minus plus A square. A square is A. Correct? So what I am getting? I minus A plus again A square is A. So plus A minus A will simplify to null matrix. Null matrix you add it to I minus A is I minus A only. Very simple question asked. I minus A is answer. Option 4. Hope I understood this. This time the question paper was very easy. So we can solve it in a less time. Many students, we can expect many out of out also in entire Karnataka. But those who are preparing for J and all, these kind of questions are very silly. Even if you study NCERT book thoroughly also, this question paper you can crack it in very easily, okay, in less time. Next one, seventh one. A and B are two matrices such that AB is an identity matrix. AB is given to be equal to an identity matrix. You know, identity matrix is always a square matrix, correct? Square matrix means number of rows equal to number of columns. And order of the matrix B is given 3 cross 4. Order of matrix B is given to be equal to 3 cross 4, or you can read it as 3 by 4 also. And for matrix product to exist, number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. So what they are asking, what is the order of matrix A? Correct? Order of matrix A they are asking. Because product of A into B exists, number of columns in the first matrix should be equal to number of rows in the second matrix. This should be equal to 3. And the number of rows should be equal to 4, I can tell. Because when you multiply, I should get a square matrix, correct? The extreme ends should be 4 cross 4. It can't be 3 cross 4, correct? Identity matrix can't be 3 cross 4 order I'm telling. So it can be either 4 cross 4 or 3 cross 3 in this case. But here 3 already I fixed this 3 here. So this should be equal to 4, correct? So the resultant matrix will be an identity matrix of order 4 cross 4. That means order of matrix A is 4 cross 3. 4 cross 3 is the answer. Option B. Hope you understood this. Remember, identity matrix is always a square matrix. One thing you must know that. And matrix product or product of two matrices is possible only if number of columns in the first matrix equal to number of rows in the second matrix. Because number of rows in the second matrix is already 3. That should be equal to number of columns in the first matrix. And for product to exist, that's a condition. And the resultant of these two, that is after multiplying you get a new matrix, that will be 4 cross 4. It can't be 3 cross 4 or 2 cross 4 because it is an identity matrix. It should be a square matrix. Because this is already 4, this should be 4. Correct? So answer is order of matrix is 4 cross 3. Simple question. It's a new question asked. So far they not asked this kind of question in CET. Very simple and silly question, and it's interesting question. It's a new question asked. A good question asked. Next one. Which of the following statements is not correct? This is just based on a definition of a matrix, so different types of matrix. First of all, diagonal matrix has all diagonal elements equal to 0. Need not be. Diagonal matrix is a square matrix in which every non-diagonal element is 0. There is a condition on non-diagonal. There is no condition on diagonal. It can be 0 or need not be 0. So, not correct is this only. Option A is incorrect. Second option is C. Symmetric matrix A is a square matrix satisfying A dash equal. That is true. Skew symmetric matrix has all the diagonal elements equal to 0. That is also true. In a skew symmetric matrix, always diagonal elements will be equal to 0. A row matrix has only one row is also true. So which is not correct is option A. That is your answer. Hope you understood this. Based on the definition of the different types of matrices, the question is framed. More to the next one, ninth one. Matrix A is given 1, 1, 1, 1. A power 6 equal to K into A dash. Find the value of K. We have the standard result here. Matrix A is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1. If it is like this, then A power n is equal to standard question. Even in 2024, this kind of question was asked. This is true for all n belongs to n. Natural numbers. You must know this result. I can extend it for a 3 cross 3 matrix also, or 3 by 3 matrix I can call. If matrix A is given like this, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. What is A power n? A power n is equal to 3 power n minus 1 into matrix A for all n belongs to natural numbers. Okay, learn. Even in CET 2024, this kind of question was asked. Okay, now they are asking in slightly different way. Matrix A is given 1, 1, 1, 1. What is A power 6? So A power 6 directly I can write 2 power 6 minus 1, that is 5 into matrix A. You know that matrix A is same as A dash here, because if you take the transpose, A dash means transpose of the matrix, right? If you take the transpose also, it doesn't change. You get the same matrix. So I can write this as 32 into A dash. Compare with K into A dash. So comparing with this K into A dash, what we get? The value of K is equal to 32. Option 4 is the answer. Simple question. Please make a note of the results on the matrices, special type of matrices where order 2 all the elements are equal to 1, order 3 where all the elements are equal to 1. Learn these results. time saving reasons, quite useful. They can ask in different way also these questions. We'll move on to the next one. 10th one. Matrix A is given like this. Determinant of A cube is 125. Find the value of K. So determinant of A you can find out first from this. How to expand determinant? Crisscross, multiply K into K. K square minus 2 into 2, 4. Crisscross applesauce, correct? Multiply, we'll get determinant of A. And determinant of A cube is given to be equal to 125. We know determinant of A cube is same as determinant of A cube. This is given like this. The power 3 inside, I can take it outside. You know this property. Determinant of A power n is equal to determinant of A whole power n. For all n belongs to natural numbers. It is true. So I can take this 3 outside. And I can write determinant of A is 5 from this. Taking cube roots on both sides. Correct? So equation 1 you can call. Equation 2. From equation 1 into both have determinant A only. So from 1 into what I can write? 5 is equal to K square minus 4. Correct? Determinant of A is 5 according to this. Taking cube roots. And their determinant of A is K square minus 4. This gives K square is equal to 9. K square is equal to 9. So K is equal to plus or minus 3. Plus or minus 3. Option A. Just using the basic property of determinant, we can get the answer. Very simple question. Next one. A is a square matrix satisfying this. A square minus 5A plus 7I equal to null matrix. Want to find A inverse. This is a board exam level type of question. This is very simple one. A square minus 5A plus 7I equal to O null matrix. Multiply the entire equation by A inverse. What we get? A square is A into A, no? A into A into A inverse minus 5A into A inverse plus 7 I into A inverse is A inverse, O into A inverse is O, and A into A inverse is I here, correct? So A into I becomes A minus 5 into A into A inverse is I plus 7 A inverse is equal to null matrix. From this I can write 7 A inverse will be equal to 5I minus A. Correct? Or A inverse is equal to 1 by 7 into 5I minus A. Very simple question. 1 by 7 into 5I minus A. Option 4 is the right answer. Just multiply the entire equation by A inverse and use the properties. How to multiply, you know, multiply it. Use the fact that A into A inverse is equal to I, the identity matrix. So using that we get the answer. And A into I is also A. Move on to the next one. 12th one. A is a square matrix of order 3 cross 3. Determinant of A is given to be equal to 3. Find the value of determinant of 3 A inverse. Determinant of A is equal to 3 is given. Determinant of 3 A inverse I have to find out. And order of the matrix is 3 cross 3. N stands for the order of the matrix. We know the property that determinant of K is equal to K power N into determinant A. Correct? So N is the order of the matrix. So when 3 comes outside, it becomes 3 cube. 3 cube into determinant of A inverse. Because order is given as 3 cross 3 or 3 by 3. So when 3 comes outside, it becomes 3 cube. When K comes outside, it becomes K power N. N is the order of the matrix. So 3 cube is 27. And you know determinant of A inverse is 1 by determinant A, right? So this becomes 1 by determinant of A. So this is equal to 27 into 1 by determinant A is given to be equal to 3. 27 into 1 by 3. Answer is 9. Option 3. So simple question. Based on the two properties. Determinant of Ka is equal to K power N into determinant A. And you must know that determinant of A inverse is 1 by determinant A. For determinant A not equal to 0. Anyway, determinant of A is given to be equal to 3. It's not equal to 0. You can substitute, get the answer. Two properties are used here. Make a note of this. Determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A. For determinant of A is not equal to 0. Learn these two properties if you want to work out this question. Okay. Move on to the next one. 13th one. Given matrix B is equal to 1, 3, 1 alpha and B is adjoint of the matrix A. Determinant of A equal to find the value of alpha. B is nothing but, according to the question, B is adjoint of the matrix A. B is given to be adjoint of the matrix A, and determinant of A is given to. You take determinant on both sides. Determinant of B is equal to determinant of adjoint A. because I want to find the value of alpha. No, so I'll take determinant on both sides because determinant of A is given and determinant of B I can find it from this alpha minus 3, correct? Alpha minus 3, and the matrix order is 2 cross 2 or 2 by 2 I can tell. So determinant of adjoint A, then standard formula is there. Determinant of adjoint A is what? Determinant of A power n minus 1. What is n? N is the order. Determinant of A power 2 minus 1 because order is 2. Determinant A is already given to us as 2. I can substitute here 2 to the power 2 minus 1, 1. That is alpha minus 3 is equal to 2. That means alpha is equal to 2 plus 3, 5. Correct? So it's a simple question. Answer is option B. You must know this formula. Determinant of adjoint A equal to determinant of A power n minus 1, where n is the order of the matrix. And for 2 cross 2 matrix, always remember determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of A. One can use this formula directly. If you're not knowing, you can do all the steps when you're learning for the first time, I'm telling, because already second few exams are over, CET exams are over, and for this year, those who finished, they may not write the CET exam once again, correct? For those students who are studying first PU finished, going to second PU, for such kind of students, when you're learning for the first time, just you can write all the steps. After learning first round, when you go to second round, that time you can directly jump like this. For a 2 cross 2 matrix, remember determinant of adjoint A equal determinant of A, and for a 3 cross 3 matrix, determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of A square. Even this question was asked in 2025 theory exam, okay, MCQ it was asked. Determinant of adjoint A is how much? As a multiple choice question it was asked. So it's a very common question it is. Hope you understood. So alpha is equal to 5. Please make a note of this. And general formula is written here. Determinant of adjoint is determinant of A power n minus 1. N is the order of the matrix. Next one. Question number 14. System of equations is given. You know, system of equations is given to, they can have infinitely many solution or no solution or unique solution. We speak of the consistency of the system of equations. But this question is very simple. Okay, no need to find a determinant or adjoint A, B, all those things. No need to apply any condition. Looking at the equations, I can tell, see 4x plus 6y is equal to 5, and another equation is given as 8x plus 12y is equal to 10. Another interesting thing is they given only 2 equations in 2 variables x and y. Normally for JEE exams they will ask 3 equations in 3 variables x, y, z. That 3 variables x, y, z are given means the geometrically it represents the system of planes, whereas this is system of lines. Because only 2 equations in 2 variables x and y, you can't see z in this, correct? The third variable z is not there, only x and y are the 2 variables. And you can see that in high school also you learned condition for parallel lines and coincident lines and intersecting lines, correct? So these lines are the coincident lines, because you see 4 by 8, a1 by a2, 4 by 8. If you take the ratio of the coefficient of x, 4 by 8 is how much? Half. If you take the ratio of the coefficient of y, how much? 6 by 12, that is also half. And if you take the ratio of the constants on right hand side, 5 by 10 is equal to half. Correct? So all are same. Each ratio is same. Ratio of the coefficient of x equal ratio of the coefficient of y equal ratio of the constant. That means what? The 2 lines are coincident. Coincident lines. One line lies upon the other line like this. That means it has infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. System of equations has infinitely many solutions. For no solution, it represents the parallel lines. You must know this. If 2 lines are parallel, it is having no solution. I am speaking of no solution for a system of lines. 2 equations in 2 variables are given to you. In that case, we see a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. This is for parallel lines. Parallel lines means they do not intersect, so no solution in this condition. Here coincident lines, what is the condition satisfied? a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. This is for infinitely many solution, or I can tell the lines are coincident lines. Here the lines are parallel. This condition is satisfied here. Lines you can compare with this, a1x plus b1y is equal to c1. Another line is this, a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. Just compare like this and find out the ratio. You'll get same ratio. that means the lines are coincident and therefore it has infinitely many solutions. If the lines are parallel, no solution. If the lines are intersecting like this, then it has only one solution or unique solution. For unique solution, the condition is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. Okay, hope you understand this. Move on to the next one. Question number 15. Question number 15 is based on the vector algebra question is given. Vector A, vector B and vector C are given. A plus lambda B is perpendicular to vector C, find lambda. Perpendicular means you must know that condition that dot product equal to 0. If two vectors are perpendicular, what is the condition? Dot product equal to 0. A plus lambda B dot C equal to 0. A plus lambda B dot vector C is equal to 0. Condition for two vectors to be perpendicular to each other. Correct? So find out A plus lambda B. A plus lambda B. Multiply the vector B by lambda and write. What do you get? That is, I'll write I common here. Lambda plus 1 plus J common. I is common. Lambda plus 1. Correct? A plus lambda B. J common. 2 minus lambda. 2 minus lambda. Multiplying the vector B by lambda and writing together. Plus K cap into what? 1 plus 4 lambda. That is A plus lambda B I wrote. Dot with vector C. Vector C is given to here. I cap plus J cap plus K cap is equal to 0. Two vectors are perpendicular means dot product equal to 0. I am using that. How to take dot product? Multiply coefficients of I cap plus multiply coefficients of J cap plus multiply coefficients of K cap. That is how you take the dot product. Lambda plus 1 into 1. What do we get? Lambda plus 1 plus 2 minus lambda into 1. That is 2 minus lambda plus 1 plus 4 lambda into 1. 1 plus 4 lambda is equal to 0. Correct? Lambda minus lambda will add up to 0. 2 plus 1 3. 3 plus 1 4. So 4 plus 4 lambda equal to 0. So 4 lambda equal to minus 4. Lambda equal to minus 1 is the answer. Very simple question asked on vectors. Next one. This is a question based on the Lagrange's identity. Do you know what is Lagrange's identity? We have magnitude of A cross B square plus A dot B square is equal to magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square. This is called as Lagrange's identity. This is called as Lagrange's identity. Magnitude of A cross B square plus A dot B square equal to magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square. I have to find magnitude of A cross B. So I'll substitute for other things. A dot B is given as 12. 12 square is equal to magnitude of vector A is given as 10. 10 square into magnitude of vector B is given as 2. 2 square. This will keep as it is. Magnitude of A cross B square. Okay. So what we get from this? This is 10 square is 100. 2 square is 4. 100 into 4. 400. Correct. This is 12 square. 144. Similar kind of question is found in NCERT examiner book. Correct? From this, if you calculate, what you get? Magnitude of A cross B square is equal to 400 minus 144, 256. Taking square roots, we get magnitude of A cross B is equal to 16. Correct? Take positive square root because magnitude of a vector can't be negative. So answer is 16. Option 3. Simple question. It's called as Lagrange's identity. 3 of the values are given. Find the value of the 4th one in this. Please make a note. Many times the questions are asked on Lagrange's identity. Okay. In CET exam. Next question. 17th one. Given statement 1 and statement 2 here. Statement 1. If either magnitude of vector A equal to 0 or magnitude of vector B is 0, then A dot B is 0. Magnitude of vector A is equal to 0. Means A vector is 0 vector. Vector is a 0 vector. Magnitude of vector B is equal to 0 means the vector B itself is 0 vector. So if either vector A is 0 vector or vector B is 0 vector, then A dot B equal to 0 is true. It follows by the definition of the dot product itself. Second statement, A cross B equal to 0 vector, then vector A is perpendicular to vector B is false. It is not the condition for vector to be perpendicular. It's actually the condition for two vectors to be parallel. If cross product of two vectors is 0 vector, then I can conclude that A and B are parallel. I can't conclude that A and B are perpendicular to each other. So statement 1 is true, statement 2 is false. Option 4. In fact, if A dot B equal to 0, then I can conclude that two vectors are perpendicular to each other. If A dot B equal to 0, there is a possibility that the two vectors are perpendicular, correct? Whereas A cross B equal to 0 vector means I can't tell it is two vectors are perpendicular. So statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Next one. A line makes angles 90 degree, 60 degree and theta with x, y and z axis respectively. Theta is acute. Then find the value of theta. We have to use the property of direction cosines. We know alpha, beta. Alpha is given as 90, beta as 60, gamma I have to find out. We know cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma equal to 1. We have to use that. Alpha is given to be equal to 90 degree, beta is equal to 60 degree, gamma you take it as theta. Use cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Property of direction cosines, correct? So cos square 90 degree plus cos square 60 degree plus cos square gamma, I'll take theta according to the question. Cos 90 degree is 0, cos 60 degree is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4 plus cos square theta is equal to 1. From this cos square theta is equal to how much? 1 minus 1 by 4, 3 by 4. So cos theta is equal to plus or minus root 3 by 2. Correct? So cos theta is root 3 by 2 and theta is equal to pi by 6. Or if cos theta is minus root 3 by 2 and theta is 5 pi by 6. So theta equal to pi by 6 I'll take because they told theta is acute angle. Correct? So answer is pi by 6. Option 4. Very simple question. These kind of questions appeared already many times even in CET exam. Even for board exams they can ask in MCQ section these kind of questions. Very simple one. Move on to the next one. Question number 19. Equation of line through the point 0, 1, 2 and perpendicular to this line. So line is passing through that point. We know line passing through the point and passing having direction ratios. We can write the equation of such a line, correct? If you know the point on the line and if you know the direction ratios of the line, we can write the equation according to this. Passing through the point x1, y1, z1 and parallel to the line whose direction ratios are a, b, c. So now the line is passing through this point 0, 1, 2. So x minus 0 divided by y minus 1 divided by z minus 2 divided by. So a point I know, point is x1, y1, z1 and it is perpendicular to this line. I have to find a line which is perpendicular to this line having direction ratios 2, 3, minus 2. So you can verify using options. If you take the dot product of the direction ratios a1, a2 plus b1, b2 plus c1, c2, it should be 0 because the lines are perpendicular. You take multiply these two. 2 into minus 3 is how much? 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. 3 into 4 is 12. Minus 2 into 3 is minus 6. Taking the dot product of the direction ratios. In other words, a1, a2 plus b1, b2 plus c1, c2. Minus 2 into minus 3, minus 6. 3 into 4 is 12. Minus 2 into 3, minus 6. This will add up to 0, correct? 12 minus 12, 0. So answer option A is the answer. Denominators are minus 3, 4 and 3. Others won't satisfy. If you want, you can verify. Option 1 is the answer. The lines are perpendicular to each other. Means A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 should be equal to 0. Hope you understood this. On to the next question. Number 20. Line passes through this point. It's question on straight lines. Minus 1, minus 3 perpendicular to x plus 6y is equal to 5. So first you find the slope of this line. I can sketch a figure for you if you want. Line is passing through the point minus 1, minus 3 and it is perpendicular to this line. X plus 6y is equal to 5, like this, somewhat like this. First find slope of the line given to us. Slope of x plus 6y is equal to 5. What is the slope of this? Slope how to find when equation of line is given? Slope is minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. Slope of this line is what? Minus coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? 1 divided by coefficient of y is 6. This is slope of the given line. Slope of the perpendicular line. Slope of this line is minus 1 by 6. Slope of this line will be plus 6 because you should take negative reciprocal. If two lines are perpendicular, we know the condition m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. Correct? So slope of the perpendicular line is how much? Plus 6. Take the negative reciprocal. If two lines are perpendicular, use the condition that m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. If you don't know, I can show the steps. m1 into m2 equal to minus 1. Slope of the given line is minus 1 by 6 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So we get m2 is equal to 6. That is the slope of the perpendicular line. I am finding the line which is passing through the point minus 1 comma minus 3. So equation of the required line is what? Equation of the required line is, it is passing through that point minus 1 comma minus 3. Y minus y naught is equal to slope into x minus x naught. This is the equation of line. Slope point form. Point, slope, we can use slope point form. Y minus y naught. This point you can take it as x naught y naught. X naught y naught. Y minus y naught equal to slope into x minus x naught. What is this line? That is y plus 3 is equal to 6x minus into minus plus 6. I'm getting. Correct? I want to find its x-intercept. X-intercept means what? At that point y coordinate is 0. Like this line is cutting off the x-axis some point. This is called as x-intercept. At this point what happens? Y coordinate is 0. To find the x-intercept, what you do is put y is equal to 0. Put y is equal to 0 in the above equation. What do you get? 0 plus 3. 3 is equal to 6x plus 6. Or you get 6x is equal to 3 minus 6. How much? Minus 3. So x is equal to minus half. X intercept is minus half. Correct? 6x equal to 3 minus 6 minus 3. So x equal to minus 3 by 6 minus half. Minus half is the x intercept. To find the x intercept, put y equal to 0. Hope I understand this. Move on to the next one. Question number 21. Very simple question on conic section. They are looking at the equation. I can tell it's the equation of ellipse. They asked to find the length of the lattice rectum of the ellipse. You can divide the entire equation by 12 first to make right answer equal to 1. X square by 12, 3y square by 12. That is y square by 4 equal to 1. Coefficient of x square in the denominator is bigger. So it's a ellipse of the first form. It is. That means first form means it is major axis along x axis. So you can compare with x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Correct? If I compare this, I'll get a square is equal to 12. So a is root 12, which is 2 root 3. B square is 4. So b is equal to 2. That's to find the length of the lattice rectum. LLRL, right? 2b square divided by a. 2 into b square is 4. A is 2 root 3. 2 cancels. We get 4 by root 3. Length of the lattice rectum is 4 by root 3. Simple question on ellipse. Divide the entire equation by 12 first to make right answer equal to 1. Ellipse takes the first form. That means the major axis is along x axis for this. A square is 12, so a is 2 root 3. B square is 4, so b is 2. Taking the positive value, a and b represents the length of the semi-major axis and semi-minor axis respectively. It can't be negative. So taking the positive square root and substitute the values. B square is 4 and a is 2 root 3. 2 cancels, 4 by root 3. Move on to the next one. So question asked on limits. Limit x tends to 1, x power 4 minus root x by root x minus 1. If you directly apply the limit, no, it takes 0 by 0 form. Put x equal to 1. 1 power 4, 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1 takes 0 by 0 form, indeterminate form. So you can apply L'Hopital's rule, apply LH rule or L'Hopital's rule, right? Differentiate numerator and denominator separately. What we get? Limit x tends to 1. Derivative of x power 4 is 4x cube. Derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Denominator, differentiate. Derivative of root x, 1 by 2 root x. Derivative of 1, 0. Put x equal to 1. 4 minus half divided by half. Correct? 4 minus half. 4 is 8 by 2. 8 by 2 minus 1 by 2. 7 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. Answer is 7. Simple question. 0 by 0 indeterminate form. Whenever it takes 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, one can apply L'Hopital's rule and get the answer. Move on to the next one. Question asked on derivative. Y is equal to cos x by 1 plus sin x. So you can see dy by dx. First and second option are of one type. Third, A and B are given of one type. C and D are given of another type. So they are differentiating the given function in two different ways. One way is I can apply quotient rule for this. Another way is I can simplify, because there are trigonometric functions cos and sine. I can simplify it first using the trigonometric formulas and then differentiate. So we can get answers in two different ways. Okay. So first I'll differentiate directly dy by dx using quotient rule. Denominator square 1 plus sine x the whole square. Correct. So what do you get? 1 plus sine x into derivative of cos x. Derivative of cos x is minus sine x, minus numerator into differentiate the denominator. Derivative of 1 plus sine x is cos x. So simplify this. What do you get? 1 into minus sine x minus sine square x minus cos square x divided by 1 plus sine x the whole square using the quotient rule. Correct. Now I can take minus sine common. So what do you get? Sine x plus sine square x plus cos square x divided by 1 plus sine x the whole square. And sine square x plus cos square x is 1. Fundamental trigonometric identity. So what we get is minus of sine x plus 1 divided by 1 plus sine x the whole square. So 1 plus sine x will cancel. So what is left is minus 1 by 1 plus sine x. This is one way of finding the derivative. So A is correct. Minus 1 by 1 plus sine x I got. Another way of doing this problem is first simplify the given function. Cos x, we can use the half angle formula. What is cos x equal to? Cos square x by 2 minus sine square x by 2. Correct? Simplifying it. And denominator 1 I'll write it as cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2. Sin x is 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2. Correct? 1 I write cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2. Sin x you write 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2. What is a square minus b square? A plus b into a minus b. Cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 into cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2. A square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b. And denominator takes the form a square plus b square plus 2a, which is a plus b the whole square. Cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 the whole square. Correct. These kind of simplifications are very much common. Correct. Cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 the whole square. Here cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2, one of them will cancel denominator. What I get is cos minus sine by cos plus sine. Whenever you get expression of this type, cos minus sine by cos plus sine, what we do? You divide numerator and denominator by cos. Cos by cos is 1. Sine by cos is tan. Denominator also divide by cos. Cos by cos 1. Sine by cos tan. What is 1 minus tan x by 2 by 1 plus tan x by 2? Tan of pi by 4 minus x by 2. Correct? We simplified it. So far we only simplified it, not differentiated at all. Now at this stage I'll differentiate this. Dy by dx. Derivative of tan is secant square. So secant square of pi by 4 minus x by 2 into derivative of terms inside the bracket. Derivative of pi by 4 0. Derivative of minus x by 2 is minus half. Correct? So minus half into secant square of pi by 4 minus x by 2. A is correct and C is correct. So A and C are correct. That is option 3. Hope you understood this. Two ways of finding the dy by dx. One is directly using the quotient rule. Another one is simplifying using trigonometric formula and then differentiating it. Hope you understood. Next question. Move on to the next one. 24th. Match the following question is given here. This is one of the most interesting question here. X mod x root of mod x x plus greatest integer function and the given mod x minus 1 plus mod x plus 1. If you see x mod x is there, no? I can write it like this. Two cases. If x is greater than or equal to 0, correct? Mod x becomes x. X into x will be x square. And for x less than 0, mod x will be minus x. Minus x into x becomes minus x square. Okay? And finding out whether it is continuous, differentiable, strictly increasing, all these things. Various possibilities are there for this x mod x. If you see the graph of this, or directly if you find the left hand limit and right hand limit at x equal to 0. 0 is a doubtful point, correct? So at 0, if you find the left hand limit and right hand limit, both will be 0, correct? I'll show you the left hand limit. Left hand limit is equal to, that is limit x tends to 0 minus. 0 minus means x less than 0. I have to use the second line. So minus 0 square, that is 0. Right hand limit x tends to 0 plus, that is x greater than 0, x square, that is 0 square, 0. Even the function value is 0, f of 0 is equal to 0. That means the function is continuous. Left hand limit equal to right hand limit equal to function value, function is continuous. At 0 it is continuous, so everywhere it is continuous. Continuous in the interval -1 to +1 is possible for that. And what about the differentiability? If you take this function as f of x, if you find f dash of x will be equal to derivative of x square is 2x here. This is for x greater than or equal to 0. This is for x less than 0 minus 2x. You find out f dash of 0 plus, that is 2 into 0, 0. F dash of 0 minus, that will be minus 2 into 0, 0. So left hand derivative and right hand derivative both are equal, correct? So function is differentiable at 0. That means it is differentiable in the open interval -1 +1. That is also true. And strictly increasing in the interval -1 +1. See, for x greater than or equal to 0, derivative is positive here. And for x less than 0, minus 2x will be positive, right? X is negative, so minus 2x is positive. So function is strictly increasing. That is also correct. So for x mod x, 1, 2, 3 all are correct, and not differentiable at least one point in the open interval -1 +1 is not true. It is differentiable. So for A it can go to 1, 2, 3. 1 is also correct, 2 is also correct, 3 is also correct. For x mod x, it is continuous in the open interval -1 +1. It is differentiable in the open interval -1 +1. It is also strictly increasing in the open interval -1 to +1. What about root of mod x? If you take g of x as root of mod x, if you take, I'll discuss two cases here. For x greater than or equal to 0, for x greater than or equal to 0, mod x will be x, so this becomes root x. And for x less than 0, it becomes root of minus x. If you check the continuity of this, it is continuous. Limit x tends to 0 plus root 0, 0. Left hand limit root of -0 same as 0, so root 0 becomes 0. Left hand limit is 0, right hand limit is 0, function value also 0. It is continuous, but it is not differentiable at x equal to 0. If you draw the graph of this also, I can explain. It is not differentiable. Y is equal to root x for x greater than or equal to 0. Y square equal to x is the parabola, right? The parabola, right-handed parabola we call. Y is equal to root x is the half parabola like this. And y equal to minus root x, something like this. So we get the graph like this, graph of root of mod x, something like this. So it is not differentiable at 0. We know that function is not differentiable where there is a sharp point. At 0 there is a sharp point. If you find the derivative also, it doesn't exist. Left hand derivative 1 by 2 root x, 1 by 2 root of 0, not defined. 1 by 2 root of minus x into derivative of minus x minus 1 doesn't become defined, correct? So if you find f dash of 0 plus, what do you get? 1 by 2 root of 0, because 1 by 2 root x is derivative of root x. Root x derivative is 1 by 2 root x. So I can conclude that it is not differentiable at least one point in the open interval. So B can go only to 4. Okay. So at this stage only I can give a guarantee that my answer is option 2. Correct? B going to 4 is not found anywhere else. This will save your time. This is stronger one. This will give the answer immediately. Root of mod x. It is not differentiable at least one point in the open interval -1 +1. Correct? It is not strictly increasing. I can see here it is increasing, here it is decreasing. So it's not a strictly increasing function. If you see about this x plus greatest in the function, what about x plus greatest in the function? If you see, I'll show you the graph in the, I'll show the whether it's continuous or not. In the next one, h of x you can take. H of x is equal to x plus greatest integer function x. Already we got the answer, but still I am knowing it entirely. If for x between -1 and 0, and for x between 0 and 1, I can define like this. And any value between -1 to 0, the greatest in this function is -1. This will become x minus 1. For x between 0 and 1, you know that greatest in this function is 0. X plus 0 is x. So we can check the continuity, and we know that greatest in this function is not continuous at integral value. No, between -1 and +1 there is an integer value 0. At 0 it is not continuous, because we know that greatest integer function is discontinuous for every integral values. Correct? At 0 it is not continuous. If it is not continuous, it is not differentiable. Every discontinuous functions are non-differentiable functions. You know that. So it is not differentiable also, right? And you can check the derivative of this. For other values other than integer values. Other than integer values, if we check the derivative, it's differentiable, and this will be x minus 1 derivative is 1. A derivative of x also 1, correct? This is for x between minus 1 and 0, and 0 less than or equal to x less than 1. I am getting the derivative to be positive, therefore the function is increasing, I can tell. So according to this, I can give the answer for C as C is not continuous, because greatest initial function is not continuous at 0. Correct? It is not differentiable at x equal to 0. 0 belongs to this open interval. Strictly increasing is possible. Correct? Strictly increasing is possible. C, it is 3, and also it can go to 4. Correct? I am giving everything solution for this question. Already we got the answer. And lastly, we got mod x minus 1 plus mod x plus 1, because we know that this function is not mod x minus 1 is not differentiable at x equal to 1. Mod x plus 1 is not differentiable at x equal to minus 1. It is continuous everywhere. So it is continuous in the open interval minus 1 plus 1. But it is not differentiable at 1 and minus 1. Anyway, 1 and minus 1 are excluded here. So it is continuous. It is differentiable in the open interval. And it's not strictly increasing. If you draw the graph of this, now you get a bucket shaped graph. Okay, so I'll show you the graph in the next, that is mod x minus 1 plus mod x plus 1. The graph of this, no, it looks like this. It is not differentiable at exactly 2 points, at minus 1 and plus 1, but minus 1 plus 1 are excluded in this case we are discussing. So minus 1 is present here, plus 1 is present here. The graph comes like something like this. In the interval minus 1 to plus 1, it is not going to be increasing. It's a constant function. If you put x equal to 0, at x equal to minus 1, if you put, no, this value is 2 actually. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. Minus 1, minus 1. Minus 2, mod of minus 2. This point will be 0, 2 here. It is a line y equal to 2. In the interval minus 1 to plus 1, it is a constant function. It is not a increasing function. So, it is not increasing function, I can tell. It is continuous and differentiable. So, D can go to 1 and 2 itself. Okay, it is not differentiable, that's not true. Strictly increasing is not true. So I have given the entire solution for this question. Answer is option 2. A goes to 2, correct? A goes to 2 is there, B goes to 4 is there, C goes to 3 is there, D goes to 1 is there. So this is one of the interesting question, one of the tricky question in this entire paper. It's a level 2 kind of question, I can tell, for CET exam. For JEE, it's not a difficult question at all. Level 0 I can tell for JEE exams. But for CET, it's a level 2 kind of question we can tell. Because CET is very basic exam, common entrance test. They ask very simple question. This question is one of the good question in this paper. Hope you understood this. Move on to the next one. The function f of x is given like this. Differentiable at x equal to 0. Then you have to find the values of a and b here. We use the concept that every differentiable function is continuous. Correct? Every differentiable function is continuous. So I'll use f is continuous at x equal to 0 first. F is continuous at x equal to 0. What you get? Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit equal to function value. Left hand limit equal to right hand limit equal to function value. Left hand limit is what? X less than 0. So directly I'll put e power 0 plus a into 0, 0. Right hand limit, put x equal to 0, b into 0 minus 1 the whole square. F of 0 not required. This much is enough for us. If you want, you can write the value of f of 0. What do you get? B into 0 minus 1, minus 1 square. E power 0 is 1, minus 1 square 1. So b value we got 1. Now to get the value of a, use the concept of derivative. F dash of x you find out. What is f dash of x? Two lines are given. The function is defined in piecewise. So derivative of e power x is e power x. Derivative of ax is a. This is for x less than 0. Next one, b into derivative of x minus 1 whole square is 2 times x minus 1. Correct? Into derivative of x minus 1 is 1. X greater than or equal to 0. Function is differentiable means what? F dash of 0 minus should be equal to f dash of 0 plus. 0 minus means x less than 0. Put x equal to 0 and write. E power 0 plus a is equal to f dash of 0 plus how much? 2b into 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Already we got the value of b, so I can substitute b is equal to 1, 2 into 1, 2 into minus 1, minus 2. E power 0 is 1, 1 plus a equal to minus 2, a is equal to minus 2, minus 1, minus 3. Value of a is minus 3 and value of b is equal to 1. Because I told the function is differentiable, it is also continuous. Because every differentiable function is continuous. To find the two constants a and b, we need two conditions. So I am using the two conditions. One is the condition on continuity, another one is on differentiability. Function is differentiable means left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative, both should be finite. Using that concept and putting x equal to 0 there and getting the answer. A equal to -3, b is equal to 1 is the answer. Option 2. Next one. Function f of x given, you have to check whether it's continuous or differentiable or not at x equal to 0. So find out the left hand limit now. As x tends to 0 minus, limit x tends to 0 minus, what is the function given to us here? E power 1 by x minus 1 divided by e power 1 by x plus 1. You must know that as x tends to 0 minus, as x tends to 0 minus, 1 by x will approach to minus infinity. You must know this. And as x tends to 0 plus, 1 by x will approach to plus infinity, or simply infinity also I can call. So using this concept, so this becomes what? As x tends to 0 minus, 1 by x will approach minus infinity. So this becomes e power minus infinity minus 1 divided by e power minus infinity plus 1. E power minus infinity is 0. 0 minus 1 divided by 0 plus 1. So what do you get? Minus 1. Left hand limit is minus 1. Right hand limit, as x tends to 0 plus, 1 by x will approach infinity, no? So this will become limit x tends to 0 plus, what is the given function, right? E power 1 by x minus 1 divided by e power 1 by x plus 1. I'll avoid getting infinity here because e power infinity is infinity. I can apply L'Hopital's rule also here. It becomes infinity by infinity form. You can apply L'Hopital's rule and get the answer. Another way is I'll divide both numerator and denominator by e power 1 by x. You divide numerator and denominator by e power 1 by x. What do you get? 1 minus e power minus 1 by x divided by, divide by e power 1 by x for both. 1 plus e power minus 1 by x. Now as x tends to 0 plus, 1 by x tends to plus infinity, but this is minus is there, no? So this becomes 1 minus e power minus infinity by 1 plus e power minus infinity. What is e power minus infinity? 0. So this becomes 1. Left hand limit is minus 1, right hand limit is plus 1. Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, therefore the function is not continuous at x equal to 0. Answer is option A. Hope you understood this. I am dividing by e power 1 by x for both numerator and denominator. E power 1 by x by e power 1 by x 1. 1 by e power 1 by x, e power minus 1 by x. Same story here. E power 1 by x by e power 1 by x 1. 1 by e power 1 by x is e power minus 1 by x. And as x tends to 0 plus, 1 by x tends to infinity. So e power minus infinity, which is 0. Remember, e power infinity is infinity. E power minus infinity is 0. E power infinity is tending to infinity. E power minus infinity is tending to 0. You must know this. Because e is a number greater than 1. Value of e is approximately 2.71828. If a number is greater than 1, power infinity, it becomes infinity. If a number is between 0 and 1, to the power infinity is 0. You must know all these things. I'll be doing the synopsis also, synopsis and JEE classes. All the PYQs of 2025 is coming shortly, January shift as well as April shift. Also I'll be doing NCERT lessons. Okay, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, please do like. Next question is on parametric differentiation. X and y are given. In fact, y and x are given. Directly you can remember and write dy by dx is minus tan t for this. It's a very frequently asked question for board exam also. It's a very familiar question. Dy by dx is minus tan t. Derivative of derivative at t equal to 3 pi by 4. You substitute and get the answer. Answer you get 1 actually. But I'll be doing the method here. Dy by dt. Differentiate. Constant into variable, constant keep as it is. Derivative of sine cube t is what? 3 sine square t into derivative of sine t is cos t. Correct? Dx by dt. Dx by dt is equal to constant into variable, constant keep as it is. Differentiate cos cube t. Differentiate as a differentiate x cube. Derivative of x cube is 3x square into derivative of cos t. Derivative of cos cube t will be what? 3 cos square t into derivative of cos t, which is equal to minus sine t. Now find out dy by dx. Dy by dx is equal to what? Parametric differentiation. Dy by dt divided by dx by dt. Dy by dt is how much? Dy by dt is 3a sine square t into cos t. Dx by dt is minus 3a cos square t into sine t. Correct? So 3a is going to cancel. 1 cos will cancel here. 1 sin will cancel. Sin by cos tan with negative sign minus tan t. Now I have to find dy by dx at t equal to 3 pi by 4. correct? Tan 3 pi by 4 is minus 1 minus tan 3 pi by 4, which is equal to minus of minus 1, that is equal to plus 1. Answer is option 3. Tan 3 pi by 4 is minus 1. Tan 135 degrees minus 1. Using the concept of allied angles, we get this. Hope you understand this. Please make a note of this. Next question, 28th one. Derivative of sin x with respect to log x, they ask. Take the first function as u when you want to find the derivative of one function with respect to another function. Take the first function as u and the second function as v. Find out du by dx. Du by dx. Derivative of sin x with respect to x is cos x. Derivative of v with respect to x, dv by dx. Derivative of log x is 1 by x. When you want to find derivative of one function with respect to another function, what do we find? Du by dv. Du by dv is equal to du by dx divided by dv by dx. Du by dx is cos x. dv by dx is 1 by x. Correct? This becomes x into cos x. Very simple question. Option 1 is the answer. Move on to the next one. 29. Minimum value of 1 minus sin x. We know maximum value of sine function is 1. Take this function as y equal to. Y is equal to 1 minus sin x. To find the minimum value of this, I'll take the maximum value of sine function, because 1 minus maximum will be minimum, correct? 1 minus maximum value will give minimum. Suppose you're writing 100 marks exam. You do maximum mistakes, will get minimum marks. Correct? 100 marks minus maximum mistakes you do, you get minimum marks. If you do minimum mistakes, you will get maximum marks. Likewise, 1 minus maximum will give minimum. What is maximum value of sine function? 1. So 1 minus 1 equal to 0. 0 is the answer. Option 4. Very simple question. Next one. Function f of x equal to tan x minus x. Here, whenever they give tan function, they should have given the value of x belongs to all real numbers except odd multiple of pi by 2. They are not given that. Anyway, we can take this as a right question only. F dash of x we find out. They ask whether it's increasing or decreasing, etc. Derivative of tan x secant square x. Derivative of x1. Secant square x minus 1 is always greater than or equal to 0. Correct? Because you know secant x belongs to which interval? Minus infinity to minus 1. Union 1 to infinity. That is secant x is always greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to minus 1. In other words, I can tell secant x is greater than or equal to 1 or secant x is always less than or equal to minus 1. That's the range of secant function. If you do squaring on either this or this, you'll get secant square x is greater than or equal to 1. This is true for all x except all, that is for all real numbers except 2n plus 1 pi by 2 I can write. Anyway, that condition is not given here. They should have given it. It's okay, no problem. Still we can accept this. So I can tell the derivative is greater than or equal to 0 means the function is always increasing, always increases. Option 4 is the answer. Question based on increasing and decreasing function on application of derivatives. Move on to the next one. The function value of integral is given, integral of dx by x plus 1 x plus 2. This question is based on the partial fraction, very simple one. It's found in NCERT book only. It's a solved example actually. We can use this formula 1 by ab on partial fractions. So I won't use directly. I can use this formula 1 by ab is equal to 1 by b minus a into 1 by a minus 1 by b. First we consider 1 by x plus 1 into x plus 2. If we consider this, the first bracket is a and the second bracket is b. So 1 by b minus a is what? 1 by second bracket minus first bracket. X plus 2 minus x plus 1. X plus 2 minus x plus 1 is 1. Correct? Into 1 by x plus 1 minus 1 by x plus 2. Now we can integrate this. Integrate this with respect to x. Integrate this with respect to x. Integrate this with respect to x. Integral of 1 by x plus 1. Log of mod x plus 1. Divided by coefficient of x1. Integral of 1 by x plus 2 log of mod x plus 2 divided by coefficient of x1. Add a constant c. Use the property of log. Log a minus log b. Log of a by b. Log of mod x plus 1 by x plus 2 plus c. Very simple question. Answer is option 3 on partial fractions. Next one, the value of, this is a question based on the property of definite integral. You know that sine power 5x is odd function. Cos power 4x is even function. Odd into even is odd function. Note that sine power 5x is an odd function and cos power 4x is even function. Product of odd and even is odd function. If you multiply odd function and even function, we get odd function. Integral of an odd function from minus a to plus a is 0. No need to work out. Directly looking at the question in 3 seconds we can crack this. Such a silly question. Even this question is NCERT solved example. If we see the properties of definite integral, they are given it. Okay, direct question. Answer is 0, which is option 3. Next one, the value of integral from 0 to 2 pi root of 1 plus sine x by 2. Here we have to simplify this first. Integral from 0 to 2 pi root of 1, we can write it as cos square x by 4 plus sine square x by 4. Because 1 is cos square theta plus sine square theta. For sine x by 2, use the half angle formula, which is 2 sine x by 4 cos x by 4. Because you know sine theta, 2 sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2, right? Using that formula. Sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. Sin x by 2 will be 2 sin x by 4 cos x by 4. So that I can complete the square. It takes the form a square plus b square plus 2ab, which is a plus b the whole square. So this is equal to integral from 0 to 2 pi. What do you get? Root of cos x by 4 plus sin x by 4 the whole square. And x belongs to the interval 0 to 2 pi, no? As x belongs to the interval 0 to 2 pi, x by 4 will belong to the interval 0 to pi by 2. Correct? X belongs to the interval 0 to 2 pi the given. So x by 4 will be in the interval 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 is first quadrant. First quadrant, all trigonometric functions are positive. So root of x square is actually mod x, but cos x by 4 plus sin x by 4 is positive. I'll write directly. Root of x square is actually, strictly speaking, it is mod x. You must know this. So no, mod is not required because it is positive. So I can write this as cos x by 4 plus sin x by 4. Now integrate this and apply the limits. We'll get the answer. Integral of cos is sin x by 4 divided by coefficient of x 1 by 4. Integral of sin is minus cos x by 4 divided by coefficient of x 1 by 4. Limits from 0 to 2 pi. What do you get? 1 by 4 is 4. Apply limits. When you put x equal to 2 pi, 2 pi by 4 is pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1 and cos pi by 2 is 0. Correct? Applying the limit for upper limit, 2 pi is applied. Now lower limit you can apply for this. I applied the upper limit and lower limit for this. Sine of 2 pi by 4, that is sin pi by 2 1 and sin 0 0. Coming to this part, 1 by 4 is 4. Now apply limit for this cos function. Cos 2 pi by 4, that is cos pi by 2 0 and cos 0 is 1. So what you get is 4. Here minus into minus plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Answer is option 4. Very simple question on the integral, definite integral. Next one, 34th is the question on indefinite integral. Yeah, this kind of question is very familiar. Even in NCERT book you can find this kind of question. Dx by x square into x power 4 we take common here, correct? Even though it's not common, you take it out. Then you can balance it by dividing by x power 4 for this, correct? Whole to the power 3 by 4. What do you get? This is equal to dx by x square and x power 4 to the power 3 by 4. That will be x cube, correct? X cube into 1 plus 1 by x power 4 to the power 3 by 4, correct? Is equal to dx by x square into x cube is x power 5 into 1 plus 1 by x power 4 to the power 3 by 4. Now you can take terms inside the bracket as t. Method of substitution I'll use. T is equal to 1 plus 1 by x power 4. Differentiate this. dt is equal to derivative 1 0. Derivative of 1 by x power 4 is minus 4 by x power 5, correct? Because you know derivative of 1 by x power n is minus n by x power n plus 1. Using that, if you want to write the formula, derivative of 1 by x power n is equal to what? Minus n divided by x power n plus 1. This is the formula I used here. So dx by x power 5 I can find out from this. Dx by x power 5 will be dt by minus 4. So minus 1 by 4 keep outside. dt divided by t power 3 by 4. T power 3 by 4, take it up. It becomes t power minus 3 by 4. Integral of t power minus 3 by 4 is what? This will be equal to minus 1 by 4 into t power minus 3 by 4 plus 1. T power 1 by 4 divided by 1 by 4 plus c. Integral of x power n formula. X power n plus 1 by n plus 1. 4 will cancel. What you get is minus of t, you substitute back. T is what? 1 plus 1 by x power 4. 1 plus 1 by x power 4 to the power 1 by 4 plus c. or I can write this as minus of x power 4 plus 1 divided by x power 4 whole to the power 1 by 4 plus c. So right answer is option 3. Taking highest power of x common in the denominator bracket and balance it by dividing by x power 4 there and using the method of substitution we get the answer. On to the next one. This is very simple question on property of definite integral I equal to 0 to 1 log of, I'll take LCM there inside the bracket, I'll get 1 minus x divided by x dx. Call this equation 1. Replace x by 1 minus x using the property integral from 0 to a f of x dx. Correct? King's rule we can call 0 to a f of x dx equal to 0 to a f of a minus x. Correct? Replace x by upper limit minus x. The value of definite integral is not going to change. So because upper limit is 1, replace x by 1 minus x. I equal to integral from 0 to 1 log of, this becomes 1 minus x divided by 1 minus x, and 1 minus x becomes x. So what do you get? Integral from 0 to 1, what do you get is log of x by 1 minus x. Add equations 1 and 2. Add equations 1 and 2. I plus I, 2i. Correct? Using the property of log, I can simplify. Note that the terms inside the bracket are reciprocals. Log a plus log b becomes log of ab. I can merge it. Log of x by 1 minus x, that is second equation. First equation is log of 1 minus x by x. Adding equations 1 and 2. We get like this. Now it becomes integral from 0 to 1 log of, multiply these two, log a plus log b, log of ab. When you multiply these two, it becomes log 1, right? Log 1 is 0. 2i equal to 0, therefore I is equal to 0. So value of the given integral is equal to 0. Log a plus log b, log of ab. Multiply these two, log of this into this. Correct? When you multiply these two, it becomes 1 because they are reciprocals of each other. Log 1 is 0. So integral of 0 is 0. 2i equal to 0 implies I equal to 0. Very simple question on property of definite integral. Question number 36. Area bounded by the curve y equal to sine of x by 3 x-axis and the lines x equal to 0 to 3 pi. There is a shortcut for this. Area bounded by the curve y equal to sine ax. Sine ax, the x-axis and the lines x equal to 0 and x equal to pi by a. If it is like this, area bounded is how much? 2 by a. 2 by a square units. 2 by a square units is the answer. Directly you can answer. This question also appeared in KCET 2013. Okay, exactly same question asked in 2013. Sin x by 3 x-axis between 0 to 3 pi they asked. Note that if you compare here, a is equal to 1 by 3 here. Correct? A is equal to 1 by 3. And if you put a equal to 1 by 3, I'll get 3 pi here. In this you put a equal to 1 by 3. Pi by 1 by 3 is 3 pi. So area is how much? 2 divided by 1 by 3. 2 by 1 by 3. 2 into 3, 6. Directly you can get the answer. Or else you can use the normal method of integrating this. Sin x by 3 graph is like this. 0. This is 3 pi by 2 and this is 3 pi. At 3 pi it becomes 0. When you put 3 pi by 3 is pi, sin pi is 0. And when you put 3 pi by 2 it becomes 1. Maximum value of sine function is 1. The graph goes like this and comes down like this. This area I have to find out. The graph of area bounded by this. Sin x by 3 between 0 to 3 pi. You can integrate and get the answer. This we call one arch of sine function. One arch of sine function. Directly I can tell. So 2 by a. 2 by a, 2 by 1 by 3. If you integrating also you can get the answer. 0 to 3 pi. Just integrate it. Sin x by 3. Integral of sine is minus cos. Minus cos x by 3 divided by coefficient of x. Minus cos x by 3 divided by coefficient of x is 1 by 3. Limits from 0 to 3 pi. So what do you get? This is equal to minus 3 into cos of 3 pi by 3, cos pi is minus 1, cos 0 is 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 2 into minus 3 becomes plus 6. Any method you can do. Directly you can learn this shortcut and get the answer so that you can save your time. You can 10 seconds you can answer. Move on to the next one. Question number 37. Area of the region bounded by. This question exactly asked in the year 2017. Same question asked. Y equal to x square is the parabola. Y equal to x square is a parabola. This is opening upwards, nothing but x square is equal to 4ay type, that kind of parabola where 4a is 1 here, and the line is given, horizontal line, y equal to constant is horizontal line. So you find the area in the first quadrant and then multiply by 2. Required area is, because they given the horizontal line, I can use the formula x dy. 2 times area bounded by this curve. The curve is y equal to x square. I'm using the formula x dy here. Y is equal to 0 to y is equal to 16 x dy. So this is 2 times integral from 0 to 16. What is x? Because y equal to x square, x will be root y dy. Integral of root y is what? 2 by 3 into y root y. Correct? Limits from 0 to 16. So this becomes equal to 4 by 3 into 16 into root 16 minus 0 into root 0, that is 0. This becomes equal to 4 by 3 into 16 into root 16 is 4. 16 4s are 64. 64 into 4, 256 by 3. Same question asked in 2017 KCET. Answer is 256 divided by 3. Move on to the next one. General solution of the differential equation. This is a linear differential equation of first order. You can compare it dy by dx plus py equal to q. If you compare, p is equal to what? Tan x. Comparing with dy by dx plus py is equal to q. P is tan x and q is secant x. Correct? IF is integrating factor is equal to e power integral of p dx, e power integral of tan x. Integral of tan x is log of mod secant x. Log of mod secant x, correct? Assume that secant x is positive and e power log of f of x. So secant x, e power log of f of x is f of x. Now you can write the general solution for this. General solution is what? Y into if is equal to integral of q into if dx plus c. Correct? This is equal to what? Y into if is secant x is equal to q. Q is what? Q is secant x. If is also secant x. Secant x into secant x is secant square x. This product becomes secant square x, and integral of secant square x is tan x. So y into secant x is equal to tan x plus c. Answer is y into secant x is equal to tan x plus c. Option 4. Very simple questions are asked this year. Maximum questions are time saving only. You can solve in very less time, within 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds you can solve most of the questions. Only a few questions are there. It is time consuming. Already respecting of the differential equation, they given like this. So order is the highest derivative present. First derivative is present, second derivative is present. So order is A according to the question. Order is how much? 2, because d square y by dx square, the highest derivative is second derivative, so order is 2. Degree is what? Degree is the power of the highest derivative. Highest derivative is second derivative, its power is 2. So b is the degree here. Degree of the differential equation is going to be equal to, and a minus b they ask. 2 minus 2 is 0. A is 2, B is 2, correct? Order is highest derivative present, which is second derivative, and the degree is the power of the highest derivative. So power of the highest derivative is 2 here. So order is 2, degree is 2. A minus B, 2 minus 2, 0. Option 3. Next one. All these things very simple question. Distance of the point from the YZ plane. So the point is in space, minus 3, 4, 5, correct? So from there you drop a perpendicular to the YZ plane. Any point on the YZ plane means what? X coordinate will be zeros, correct? So I'll take the point as Q. Q is the point on the YZ plane. That point lies on the YZ plane means what? X coordinate will be 0. Because I am dropping perpendicular from the point P to the YZ plane, only X coordinate will be 0. Other two coordinates will be same, 4, 5. Okay, 4 and 5. Y coordinate and Z coordinate remains the same. Now we can apply distance formula between these 2 points, PQ. What do you get? Distance formula. Applying distance formula, root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, z2 minus z1 the whole square, correct? See, 5 minus 5 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. Applying distance formula between the points P and Q, we get 0 minus of minus 3 the whole square, correct? 4 minus 4, 0 square, correct? 5 minus 5, 0 square. This is 3 square, 9. Root 9 is 3. Distance is 3. So from the point P, drop a perpendicular to the YZ plane. YZ plane means X coordinate is 0, correct? Y coordinate, Z coordinate remains the same. Then apply the distance formula, get the answer. Answer is 3. This is a question on 3D geometry of first PU topic. Next one. X is an integer. This is a question based on set theory, set chapter, first chapter of first PU. X square minus 9 equal to 0. Solve that equation. You get x square equal to 9, x equal to plus or minus 3, right? Solving this equation, we get x equal to plus or minus 3. So set A contains the elements 3, minus 3. Set B is a natural number such that x is between 2 and 5, including 2 and excluding 5. So set B is going to be equal to 2, 3, 4. Natural numbers between 2 and 5, including 2, excluding 5. And C is prime number less than or equal to 4. Prime numbers less than 4 are 2 and 3, less than or equal to 4, 2 and 3. So you have to find B minus C union E. B minus C means what? All those elements present in B, not in C. In other words, you can cancel the common elements to B and C. Cancel the common elements to B and C. What is left out in B? That is B minus C. So B minus C is a set containing element 4. B minus C union A you have to find. B minus C union A. B minus C is set containing element 4. Union with 3 comma minus 3. Set containing element 3 comma minus 3. So this comes to be equal to 3 comma minus 3 comma 4, which is option 4. Minus 3 comma 3 comma 4. B minus C is all those elements present in B, not in C. So cancel the common elements to B and C, and what is left out in set B, that is the answer. Union means write all those elements present in first set and write all those elements present in second set. If it is repeated, you don't write again. Only once you write. So the answer is very simple. Minus 3, 3, 4. Option 4. Very simple question on set theory. 42nd, A and B are two sets having 3 and 6 elements respectively. So I can write down cardinality of the set. N of A is equal to 3 and N of B is equal to 6. And the given two statements here, statement 1 and statement 2. Minimum number of elements in A union B, they ask. Whether it is 3, you check. Minimum of N of A union B. Minimum of N of A union B is equal to maximum of N of A comma N of B. You must know this formula. So one of the most important concept. Minimum number of elements in A union B is maximum of N of A comma N of B. And if you want maximum of N of A then B is N of A plus N of B. That happens when A and B are disjoint. If you want, I'll write that formula also for reference. Maximum value of N of A union B is possible when A and B are disjoint. N of A plus N of B. Correct? This is the formula for maximum of N of A union B. And minimum of N of A union B is this. So maximum of N of A how much? 3 and N of B 6. Maximum of 3 and 6 is 6. So statement 1 is false. They given 3. It's wrong. And second statement, maximum number of elements in A intersection B. Maximum number of elements in A intersection B is equal to minimum of N of A comma N of B. That's the formula. And the minimum number of elements in A intersection B is 0. That happens when A and B are disjoint sets. And this is possible when A is a subset of B. Okay. This is possible when A is a subset of B. Minimum of these two. Maximum of N of A intersection is minimum of N of A and N of B. N of A is 3, N of B is 6. So minimum of these two is 3. So statement 2 is true. Statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. Option 1 is the answer. Note down the formulas. Idea of finding minimum of N of A and then B and maximum of N of A and then B. Minimum of N of A intersection B and maximum of N of A intersection B. All these points are given in my synopsis book. If you go through my synopsis book, Achievers Mathematics, written by myself, Abhiram BS, you can get all the concepts. First PU and second PU, everything is there. No need to refer any CET book also. Of course, I have written CET book as well. I have written PU board book, synopsis book as well as CET book. My synopsis book is enough to answer this CET paper, definitely. Not even CET book is required. Next one, domain of the function f given by f of x equal to 1 by root of x minus 2 x minus 5. Domain means all possible values of x so that the function is well defined. Here square root is there, correct? Square root of something means terms inside the square should be greater than or equal to 0. But here it is a denominator, no? So denominator can't be 0. So terms inside the root should be greater than 0. X minus 2 into x minus 5 is greater than 0 is required. Now what we do is we take the number line and divide the number line at the critical points. When does this become 0? You see, x minus 2 becomes 0 at 2. X minus 5 becomes 0 at 5. Using Wavy-Curve method, I can determine the sign here. Right side of 5 you start. It is positive, correct? Always you start from right side. Right side of 5 is positive. And 5 is derived from where? 5 is got from x minus 5, correct? What is its power? 1. Power is odd number, so sign will change. Plus will become minus. 2 is derived from where? 2 is derived from x minus 2. What is its power? 1. So the power is 1 here. 1 is odd number. Odd number means again the sign changes. Minus will become plus. So product is positive when in the interval minus infinity to 2 union 5 to infinity. So answer is minus infinity to 2 union 5 to infinity. Option A. Hope you understand. This is called wavy curve method. Directly getting using wavy curve method. Sign changes plus, minus, plus. If it is power is odd number. If the power is even number, sign doesn't change. Next one, 44th. F of x is given like this. Sine of greatest is the value of pi square. Pi is 3.14. Pi square is how much? Pi square is approximately 9.85. You must know this. Pi is approximately 3.14. First simplify this function and determine which of the following is not true, they ask. So greatest integer value of pi square. Greatest integer value of pi square. Greatest integer value of 9.85 is 9. And greatest integer value of minus pi square. Greatest integer value of minus 9.85 is going to be equal to minus 10. Correct? Because immediate integer less than or equal to, you should write. So if you see the number line, 9 is present here, 9.85 is present here. Which are the numbers less than or equal to 9.85? Integer. Integer values less than 9.85, 9, 8, 7, 6, many other. Among them greatest is 9, correct? So greatest value of 9.85 is 9. And similarly minus 9 is present here, minus 9.85 is present here, correct? Minus 10 is present here. Which are integers less than minus 9.85, minus 10, minus 11, minus 12, many other. Among them the greatest is minus 10. So you can simplify this function now. F of x will simplify to what? Sine of greatest integer value of pi square is 9 minus greatest integer value of minus pi square is minus 10. So sine of minus 10x, and you know sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. Minus comes out, minus into minus plus, it becomes sine 9x plus sine 10x. F of x. Now you find out f of pi by 2, first option, whether it is true. F of pi by 2 sine 9 pi by 2 plus sine 10 pi by 2. Sine 10 pi by 2 sine 5 pi it becomes. Sine 5 pi is 0. Sine 9 pi by 2 is 1. 1 plus 0, 1. So option 1 is correct. They ask not true. Option 2 you verify. F of pi by 4. F of pi by 4 is how much? Sine of 9 pi by 4 plus sine of 10 pi by 4. 10 pi by 4 is 5 by 2. Correct? Sine 9 pi by 4 is same as sine pi by 4 because you can subtract 2 pi there. So this becomes 1 by root, and sine 5 pi by 2 is 1. Option B is also, option 2 is also correct. What about option 3? F of pi you find out. F of pi is equal to, put x equal to pi, sine 9 pi plus sine 10 pi. Sine of n pi is 0, you know, sine of every multiple of pi is equal to 0. Sine 9 pi is 0, sine 10 pi also 0, 0 plus 0, 0 is given minus 1. This is not true. Not true is this, option 3. If you want, you can find the fourth option also, f of 0. That is, put x equal to 0 on this. 9 into 0, 0, 10 into 0, 0, sine 0, 0, correct? Sine 0 plus sine 0. Even that comes to 0 only. 0 plus 0 is 0. So option 3 is incorrect. So not true is this, option 3. Move on to the next one. Which of the following is not true? We know that sine of n pi is 0. So sine 2 pi is 0. Even sine of minus 2 pi is 0. This is true. And tan 45 degree is 1, tan of minus 315 degree is also 1, because I can add 360 degree for this. If I add 360 degree, now it becomes tan 45. Tan 45 is 1. Both are 1. So option 3 is correct. Option 1 is correct. Option 2 is also correct. Sine of 4 pi is 0. Sine 6 pi is 0. Correct? Because sine of n pi is 0. Sine of every multiple of pi is 0. Sine 4 pi is 0. Sine 6 pi is 0. Both are 0. Cos of odd pi is minus 1. Cos of even pi is plus 1. So this is not true. Not correct is option 4. Cos of odd pi is minus 1. So cos 5 pi is minus 1. Cos of even pi is plus 1. So option 4 is incorrect. Hope you understand. Very easy question. Next one. Cos x plus cos square x equal to 1. You define sin square x plus sin power 4x. See, cos x plus cos square x is equal to 1 the given. Correct? From this I can write cos x is equal to 1 minus cos square x. 1 minus cos square x is equal to sin square x. So I am getting cos x is equal to sin square x. So what I have to find out is sin square x plus sin power 4x. Correct? From this, according to this, sin square x is cos x. Sin square x is cos x. If you do squaring on both sides, what we get? This becomes cos square x is equal to sin power 4x. Squaring on both. Sin square is sin power 4. So sin power 4x is nothing but cos square x. So using that equation, I am getting simplified to cos x plus cos square x, which is already given to be equal to 1. So required answer is 1. Option 1. Hope you understand this. Cos x plus cos square x 1. So cos x is 1 minus cos square x. 1 minus cos square x sin square x. Cos per x will be sin power 4x. Sin per x is cos x. Sin power 4x is cos per x. Cos x plus cos per x 1. This will simplify to this only. So answer is 1. Next one. 47. Mean deviation about the mean for the data. First find the mean. Mean is what? So mean is x bar. Sum of the observations divided by number of observations. Add all the observations and divide by number of observations. Add all these things. What do you get? 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 plus 17. Correct? Divided by number of observations is 8. Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 plus 7, 11. 11 plus 8, 19, 28, 38, 50, 63, 80. 80 divided by 8. This is the mean of the observation. Now you have to find the absolute deviations. Absolute deviations are given by mod of xi minus x bar. Find out the absolute deviation values. How much? 10 minus 4, 6. 10 minus 7, 3. 10 minus 8, 2. 10 minus 9, 1. 10 minus 10, 0. 12 minus 10 will do, because absolute means I should get the positive answer. Mod of negative becomes positive. 12 minus 10, 2. 13 minus 10, 3. Then 17 minus 10, 7. Take sum of this. What is the formula for mean deviation about the mean? Summation of mod of xi minus x bar divided by number of observations. How much? 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 plus 7 divided by number of observations is 8. How much you get? 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 11, 12, 14, 17, 24. 24 divided by 8 is equal to 3. Simple question asked on statistics. Question number 47, option 1. Mean deviation about the mean. Learn this formula. Very simple question on statistics. 48 1. A random experiment has 5 outcomes. Probability of occurrence of the outcomes are given. P of W1 is given to be equal to 1 by 6. P of W2 is equal to A. Probability of occurrence of W3 you have to find out. Probability of occurrence of W4 is given to be equal to B. Probability of occurrence of event W5 is given to be equal to 1 by 12. What we know is sum of the probabilities equal to 1. And one more equation is given here. 12A plus 12B equal to 1. So from there I can write A plus B is equal to 1 by 12. So if you use summation of this P of Wi, sum of the probabilities is equal to 1. I is varying from 1 to 5. Correct? Add all these things. What do you get? 1 by 6 plus A plus P of W3 I don't know. I have to find out. Plus P of W4 is given to be B and P of W5 is 1 by 12. Sum of the probability is equal to 1 and the given A plus B is equal to 1 by 12 using that. So 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 plus P of W3 is equal to 1. And you know 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 is 2 by 12. 2 by 12 is 1 by 6. And 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, 2 by 6. 2 by 6 is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 plus P of W3 is equal to 1. You should be very quick in calculations. So P of W3 is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3 which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3 is equal to 2 by 3. So answer is option 4. Simple question. Next one. A die has 2 faces each with number 1. So I can write the sample space. Sample space is 1, 1 because 2 faces are having number 1. 3 faces are having 2, 2, 2, 2 and 1 face is having the number 3. This is a special die. 2 faces are showing number 1, 3 faces are showing number 2 and 1 face is showing 3. So you should get the probability of getting 1 or 3. Die is rolled once. So probability of getting 1 or means plus. Probability of getting 3. Probability of getting 1 is 2 by 6. Probability of getting 3 is 1 by 6. 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6. 3 by 6 is equal to half. Simple question. Option A is answer. Next one. Question number 50. A is equal to set containing A, B, C. Find the number of equivalence relations on A containing B, C. So I can write one of the equivalence relation as A comma A, B comma B, C comma C. This should be there to make it reflexive. Correct? Equivalence means it means reflexive, symmetric and transitive. And they told it should contain B comma C. If B comma C is there, then C comma B should also be there. Correct? If B comma C is there, C comma B should also be there. So that it becomes an equivalence relation now. It's an equivalence relation. Reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Everything is satisfied. One more is A cross A. A cross A, right? the Cartesian product. Only two equivalence relations are possible. They should have asked the maximum number of equivalence relation to be precise. So there are two equivalence relations possible which contains the set this ordered pair B comma C. So answer is 2. Move on to the next one. 51st. F and G are the two functions defined like this. F of x is sin x and g of x is cos x. F and G are 1, 1. Yes, f is defined to be equal to sin x, 0 to pi by 2. We can use the horizontal line test. F of x is defined to be equal to sin x. Sin x they given like this. The graph is like this in the interval 0 to pi by 2. The graph of sin x like this. If you draw one horizontal line, no, it intersects the curve at only one point. Therefore, it is 1, 1. This is of sin x graph at M. And you can draw the graph of cos x in the interval 0 to pi by 2. Cos 0 is 1 and cos pi by 2 is 0. Graph of cos x is like this. So if you draw one horizontal line, no, it intersects the curve at only one point. Therefore, it is 1, 1. If it is not 1, 1 means the horizontal line drawn should intersect the curve at more than one point. It is not 1, 1 in that case. Now it is 1, 1. F is 1, 1. G is 1, 1. So statement 1 is true. Whereas F plus G find out. If you find F plus G, it is going to be sin x plus cos x. Correct? Sin x plus cos x. The common domain for F and G is 0 to pi by 2. Function is defined from 0 comma pi by 2 to r. Correct? So if you find F plus G of 0, F plus G of 0 is equal to sin 0 0 cos 0 1 0 plus 1 1. What is F plus G of pi by 2? F plus G of pi by 2 is equal to how much? Sin pi by 2 1 cos pi by 2 0 0 plus 1 1. See, two different values of x will give the same function value. Correct? Therefore it is not 1 1. It becomes many to 1. So statement 2 is wrong. F plus G is not a 1-to-1 function. F plus G of 0 is 1. F plus G of pi by 2 also 1. Different values of x gives the same function value. Therefore, it is not 1, 1. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Fourth option. Move on to the next one. 52nd. It's a question based on inverse trigonometry function. Secant square. Take this as secant square alpha plus cosecant square beta. Okay, any inverse trigonometry function represents an angle. So alpha is what? Tan inverse 2. Alpha is tan inverse of 2 and beta is cot inverse of 3. Correct? Compare. Alpha is this and beta is this. Secant square alpha you can write it as 1 plus tan square alpha. Cosecant square is 1 plus cot square beta. Correct? So from this tan alpha is equal to 2. Tan alpha is equal to 2. From this cot beta is equal to 3. So you can substitute these values. 1 plus tan alpha we got to 2 square. 1 plus cot beta we got 3. So 3 square. 3 square is 9. 2 square is 4. 9 plus 4 13. 13 plus 2 15. Option 2 is the answer. Move on to the next one. Simple question on ITF. Here this equation is true for which value? Because they given cos inverse here. 2 cos inverse x. I'll put x equal to cos theta in this. Put x equal to cos theta on RHS. Sin inverse of this becomes 2 cos theta into root of 1 minus cos square theta. 1 minus cos square theta is sin square theta. Correct? 1 minus cos square is sin square. Root of sin square I'll take it as sin theta. Assume that it is positive. So 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. This becomes sin inverse of sin 2 theta. Sin inverse of sin 2 theta will become 2 theta. What is my theta? Theta is equal to cos inverse x. So this will be 2 cos inverse x. 2 cos inverse x. And simplified form is this. 2 cos inverse x. We are getting this. But you know that sin inverse of sin 2 theta will become 2 theta. This is possible only if 2 theta belongs to its principal branch. The principal branch is what? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Sin inverse of sin 2 theta will become 2 theta only if 2 theta belongs to the principal branch of sin inverse, which is closed interval minus pi by 2 pi by 2. From this, theta belongs to the interval minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. What is my theta? Theta is cos inverse x. Cos inverse x belongs to the interval minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. This is not possible actually because the range of cos inverse x is 0 to pi. Correct? Cos inverse x belongs to the interval 0 to pi, the range of cos inverse. If you take 1 intersection 2, I'll get cos inverse of x belongs to the interval 0 to pi by 4. 0 to pi by 4. So x belongs to cos 0 is 1 and cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Because cos a decreasing function, I'll interchange and write. Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Cos 0 is 1. Interchange and write. So value of x should belong to the interval 1 by root 2 to 1. That's the answer. because it is a decreasing function. Interchange and write, okay, as decreasing function means as you increase the value of x, the function value decreases. So taking intersection of these two, get 0 to pi by 4. So 0 to pi and minus pi by 4 to pi by 4. Intersection of those two is 0 to pi by 4. You can put a number line and get it if you want. So answer is option 3. 54. In a LPP, objective function is always linear. Yes, objective function is z is equal to ax plus by. You can see the power of variable is 1 here, x power 1, y power 1. So it is a linear. Statement 1 is true. In LPP, linear inequalities on variables are called constraints. It is a basic definition. So statement 1 and true, both are true. Statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is also true. It's a very basic definition of LPP. The maximum value of z equal to 3x plus 4y. You can draw the graph of this. X plus y equal to 40. I can draw first. I'll represent this 10, 20, 30, 40. Roughly I'll plot this. This is passing through 0, 40 and 40, 0, correct? 10, 20, 30, 40. So this will be the line x plus y equal to 40 and x plus 2y equal to 60, x equal to 0. If you take y will be 30, 0, 30 and 60, 0. Like this it comes. 60, 0. It should be very quick in drawing all these things. I take the point and draw this. This line is x plus y equal to 40 and 0, 0 satisfies both the inequations. So correct, 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 60 is true. 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 40 is also true. Both the graph will come towards the origin. So this is my feasible region. Because of the non-negative constraints, it lies only in the first quadrant and the corner points are origin and this point A. This point A is 0, 30 and this point B I'll call, that is 40, 0. And if you get the point of intersection of these two, solve the two equations, what we get? I think it is 20, 20, correct? 20 plus 20 is 40, 20 plus 40 is 60. This point C I'll call, that is 20, 20. So corner points and objective function we can draw like this. 3x plus 4y is the objective function. Corner points are 0, 0 origin. Point A, that is 0, 30. Point B is 40, 0. Point C is 20, 20. Correct? When you put x equal to 0, y equal to 0. 3 into 0, 0, 4 into 30, 120. Put x equal to 40, 3 into 40, 120 plus 0, 120. X is 20, 3 into 20 is 60, 4 into 20 is 80, 80 plus 60, 140. So maximum value is 140. So they asked to find the maximum value, which is 140. Very simple question on LPP, finding out the corner points and finding out the maximum value of this. Find the objective function values and complete it. 56, very simple question on independent events. E and F are two independent events, means E dash and F dash also independent. It's a very standard result. Statement 1 is true. And this is also a basic concept. If two mutually exclusive events with non-zero probabilities, they cannot be independent. That is also true. Both the statements 1 and 2 are true. Both the statements are true. Many statement 1, statement 2 type of questions are asked in CET exam this time. It's a very basic concept, a standard result. We can prove it if E and F are independent. E dash and F dash also independent. That is true. Even statement 2 is also true. If they are mutually exclusive, they can't be independent. If they are independent, they can't be mutually exclusive. Both cannot happen simultaneously. On to the next one. 57. A and B are two non-mutually exclusive events. That means A intersection B is not equal to empty. That means probability of A intersection B is not equal to 0. Probability of A intersection B is not equal to 0, the given. And the given the conditional probability. What is P of A by B? P of A by B is P of A intersection B divided by P of B. And here P of B by A, conditional probability formula, P of B intersection A divided by P of A. Because P of A intersection B is not equal to 0, I can cancel them. A intersection B is same as B intersection, they can cancel. 1 by P of B equal to 1 by P of A. From this you take reciprocal, we get P of B equal to P of A. So answer is P of B is equal to P of A. Taking reciprocal, just using the definition of the conditional probability, we get the answer. Very simple question. It's also found in NCERT book, this kind of question. Next one, A and B are two events such that A is subset of B. If A is subset of B, I can tell A intersection B is A. Intersection is a smaller set, union is a larger set, correct? A intersection B is equal to A. Because A is a subset of B, intersection is a smaller set, union is a larger set, you must know that. So probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of event A. This you can call it as star. I'll be using this. Now they ask which of the following is correct. So in most of the options I can see P of A by B is given. This can't happen here. So I'll use P P of A by B. P of A by B formula is what? P of A intersection B divided by P of B. And already using the above equation star, we have P of A intersection B equal to P of A using this above equation. So this becomes P of A divided by P of B. Because P of B is not equal to 0, I can write P of B will be greater than 0 and less than or equal to 1. Correct? So if this number lies between 0 and 1 including 1, then you divide P of A by P of B, it will be definitely greater than or equal to P of A. So answer is option 2. You can verify by taking the values, numerical values. Take a value between take a value for P of B between 0 and 1, including 1, excluding 0. You divide P of A by P of B, you observe that it is going to be greater than or equal to P of A because P of B lies between 0 and 1, including 1 and excluding 0. Option 2 is the answer. This is a question based on the probability, that is on Bayes theorem. Meera is visiting two temples A and B. So I'll take event E1 as she visits a temple A. Okay. E2 is an event that she visits a temple B. So P of E1 is what? P of E1 is she is visiting temple A, that is 2 by 5, and P of E2 is complement of that, correct? E2 is complement of E1 because she is visiting only two temples A and B. Probability of visiting temple A is 2 by 5 and visiting temple B is complement of that, 1 minus 2 by 5, 3 by 5. A be the event that E1 is the event that she visits temple A, E2 is the event that she visits temple B, and A be the event that if she visits temple A or temple B, she is going to meet the friend. She meets her friend. Okay. So in that case, what is the answer for P of A by E1? Probability of meeting the friend given that she visits temple A, that is given to be equal to how much? 1 by 3. Correct? And probability that she visits temple A, she meets the friend under the condition that she visits temple B, that is given to be equal to 2 by 7. Correct? They asked to find she is going to meet a friend. Given that she meets a friend, what is the probability that she went to temple B? That means by Bayes theorem we have to find out P of E2 given A. P of E2 given A is equal to what? P of E2 into P of A given E2 divided by P of E1 plus P of E1 into P of A given E1 plus P of E2 into P of A given E2. Because she is visiting only two temples A and B, only two temples, so E1 and E2 forms the partition of the sample space. So P of E2 you can substitute the value 3 by 5 into P of A by E2 is how much? 2 by 7 divided by P of E1 is 2 by 5 into P of A by E1 is 1 by 3, P of E2 is 3 by 5 into 2 by 7. This is numerator 6 by 35, denominator 2 by 15 plus 6 by 35. Simplified 6 by 35 divided by LCM of these two will be 105. 15 7s are 7 2s are 14 and 35 3s are 3 into 6 18. 35 1s are 35 3s are 6 goes up 6 into 3 18 divided by 32, which is equal to 9 by 16. Very simple question on Bayes theorem. Answer is option C, 9 by 16. E1, E2 forms a partition of the sample space. E1 is visiting temple A, E2 is visiting temple B, and A is the event that she meets the friend. When she visits temple A, she might meet the friend, or when she visits temple B, she might meet the friend. So Bayes theorem formula, get the answer. Last one, this is a very simple question on the properties of the modulus and conjugate. Which of the following is not true? They ask. Mod of Z1 by mod of Z1 into Z2 is mod Z1 into mod Z2 is true. It's a property of modulus. In the property of conjugate, even this is true. Conjugate of Z1 Z2 is conjugate of Z1 into conjugate of Z2. That is also true. Even this is true. Correct? Conjugate of Z1 plus Z2 is conjugate of Z1 plus conjugate of Z2 is true, and this is not true. This is not true. So not true is answer. Option 3 is answer. It should have been the triangle inequality. Mod of Z1 plus Z2 is less than or equal to mod of Z1 plus mod of Z2. So right answer is option 3. That is not true. That's the required answer. So this concludes the CET paper of 2025. If there is any doubt, you can chat you can give the comments in the comment section. With this, we'll conclude this. Wait for more videos. This is my first video actually. I'll be doing more videos of JEE Mains, even NCERT book, CET, and many other videos. Even the synopsis also I'll be explaining in detail. With this, we'll conclude. Thank you everyone. Thank you.